Imagine this. You wake up in the middle of the night. In complete darkness. No moon. No light. No sound. Except the violent scream of the wind outside. Your tent shakes. Snow slams against the fabric like bullets. The temperature outside. -30 degrees. Cold enough to kill you in minutes. Your breathing gets heavier. Your heart starts pounding. Something feels wrong. Not normal wrong. Not weather wrong. Something deeper. Something primal. Your body is telling you one thing. Run. Then suddenly, panic explodes. Someone screams. A knife appears. And within seconds, the tent is sliced open. Not from outside. From the inside. Think about that. 9 experienced hikers. Highly trained. Calm under pressure. Instead of using the entrance, they slash through their own tent and run into the frozen wilderness. Barefoot. Half-dressed. No jackets. No boots. No gloves. No gear. Into deadly snow. Into darkness. Into certain death. Now stop. And ask yourself one question. What could possibly terrify trained survival experts so badly that they chose freezing to death over staying inside their tent? What did they see? What did they hear? What happened that night? Because whatever it was, it scared all 9 of them, and none of them survived. This is the mystery of Dyatlov Pass. One of the most disturbing, most chilling, and most terrifying unsolved mysteries in human history. A case so bizarre, so unnatural, that even after more than 60 years, people still argue about what happened. Was it an avalanche? A secret Soviet military experiment? A classified weapon test? Something paranormal? Something not human? Or something even worse? Something we still don't understand? No one knows. And that is what makes this story terrifying. Because 9 people entered those mountains. 9 healthy young hikers. 9 intelligent human beings. And not one came back alive. The year was 1959. Deep inside the freezing Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia, a group of young hikers prepared for an expedition. But these weren't amateurs. These weren't reckless tourists. These were elite hikers. Strong. Disciplined. Experienced. People trained to survive brutal winter conditions. The leader of the group was Igor Dyatlov, a brilliant engineering student. Smart. Focused. Respected. The kind of person others trusted with their lives. The expedition included students and graduates. Most were in their 20s. Young. Energetic. Full of dreams. Full of ambition. They loved adventure. They loved the mountains. They loved testing human limits. For them, this was supposed to be another difficult but exciting challenge. Difficult? Yes. Dangerous? Absolutely. Impossible? Not even close. The mission was simple. Complete a difficult skiing expedition across the snowy mountains. Then return home. That's it. Nothing unusual. Nothing suspicious. Just another expedition. Or so they believed. Before leaving, they took photographs. And those photos still exist today. They smiled. They laughed. They joked. They looked happy. Alive. Normal. No fear. No panic. No sign that these would become their final photographs. Why would they be afraid? They had done difficult expeditions before. They trusted each other. They trusted their training. They trusted their instincts. And most importantly, they believed they would return home. But fate had other plans. The group began moving through deep snow. The environment was brutal. Strong winds. Freezing temperatures. Heavy snowfall. Endless white in every direction. Day after day, they moved deeper into isolation. Far from cities. Far from villages. Far from civilization. Far from help. The deeper they went, the quieter the world became. No cars. No voices. No lights. No people. Only wind. Only snow. Only silence. The kind of silence that feels wrong. At one point, one member became sick. He couldn't continue. So he turned back. That decision saved his life. Because he became the only member of the group to survive. Think about that. One decision. One turn back. The difference between life and death. The remaining 9 continued. Deeper. Higher. Closer to the place that would later become infamous. Dyatlov Pass. Then came February 1, 1959. The final known day of the expedition. The hikers reached the slope of a mountain. Conditions were getting worse. Visibility dropped. Snowfall intensified. The wind became violent. Night was approaching. At this point, most experts believe they should have descended into the forest. The forest offered shelter, protection from wind, better survival chances. But for reasons still debated, they made a different decision. They camped directly on the exposed slope. That decision would become fatal. This would be their final camp, their final shelter, their final night alive. They pitched their tent. A large shared tent. Strong enough for winter. Secure. Reliable. Safe. Or so it seemed. They ate dinner. Talked. Rested. Maybe laughed. Maybe discussed tomorrow's route. Maybe wrote in journals. No one knows. Because that night, something happened. Something so terrifying that everything changed. And we know something happened because of what rescuers found later. Days passed. Then weeks. The hikers never returned. Families became worried. Search teams were organized. At first, nobody expected tragedy. Maybe weather delayed them. Maybe they changed route. Maybe they were simply late. But then, rescuers found the tent. And what they saw made absolutely no sense. The tent was partially buried in snow. But that wasn't the disturbing part. The disturbing part was the tent had been cut open from the inside. Let that sink in. From the inside. Why? Why would trained hikers destroy their own shelter? Why not use the entrance? Why slash your way out? Unless you believed every second mattered. Unless something terrified you so badly that opening the entrance felt too slow. Unless something inside or outside made you choose instant escape. It gets worse. Investigators found footprints leaving the tent. 9 sets. All 9 left together. But here's the strange part. They didn't appear to be running wildly. They walked toward a nearby forest. Some barefoot, some wearing socks, some wearing almost nothing. In -30 degrees. That alone is horrifying. Because no rational hiker would do this. No experienced winter climber would willingly leave warmth. Without boots. Without coats. Without survival gear. Yet all 9 did. Why? That question still haunts investigators. The search continued. Then, the first bodies were discovered. Under a cedar tree near the forest. 2 hikers. Dead. Barefoot. Wearing almost nothing. They had tried to make a fire. Small broken branches lay nearby. Signs of desperation were everywhere. They fought to survive. They climbed the tree. Branches high above were broken. As if someone climbed up. Trying to see something. Trying to escape something. Or watching something in the darkness. Imagine that. You're freezing. Barely alive. And still. You climb a tree. Why? What were they trying to see? What were they afraid of? Then more bodies were found. Including Igor Dyatlov. Then others. Spread between the tree and the tent. As if they had tried to return. As if they escaped something. Then decided to go back. Maybe to get supplies. Maybe to save friends. Maybe because whatever scared them was gone. But it was too late. The cold killed them. Slowly. Brutally. Mercilessly. But the final 4 bodies were the most disturbing of all. Months later. Buried deep under snow. Searchers found them in a ravine. And what they saw shocked everyone. One had massive skull trauma. Another had crushed ribs. Severe internal injuries. So severe. Experts compared them to a high-speed car crash. Think about that. Car crash level force. In the middle of a frozen mountain. Yet strangely, almost no external wounds. No deep cuts. No obvious signs of violent struggle. No knife wounds. No bullet wounds. No claw marks. Nothing. It was as if something enormous crushed them. Without leaving visible surface damage. And then came the detail. That made this mystery legendary. One victim. Had no tongue. Gone. Completely missing. Imagine being the investigator reading that report. No tongue. Severe internal trauma. No clear attacker. No explanation. When these details became public, the world was stunned. Because nothing made sense. Nothing added up. And that's why theories exploded. Some said avalanche. But many experts argued the evidence didn't fully match. Some said secret military testing, because strange orange lights were reportedly seen in the sky around that time. Others believed in infrasound, a rare sound frequency that can trigger extreme panic in humans. And then there were the darker theories. Paranormal entities, unknown creatures, something lurking in those mountains, something ancient, something watching. Crazy? Maybe. Impossible? Who knows? Because here's the truth. Even modern investigations fail to fully explain everything. Yes, some recent studies suggest a delayed avalanche may have caused the panic. But even that doesn't answer every question. Why cut the tent from inside? Why leave without proper gear? Why the strange injuries? Why the missing tongue? Why did all 9 react with such extreme fear? Too many questions. Not enough answers. And maybe that's what makes Dyatlov Pass so terrifying. Not the deaths. Not the snow. Not even the injuries. It's the unknown. Because humans fear one thing more than anything else. The unknown. We want answers. We need logic. We need explanations. But Dyatlov Pass refuses to give us that. It leaves us with silence. Cold. Dark. Endless silence. And maybe somewhere in those frozen mountains, the truth still waits. Buried under snow. Hidden by time. Never meant to be found. So tell me, what do you think happened that night? Avalanche? Military experiment? Panic caused by nature? Or something far more disturbing? Comment below. I genuinely want to know your theory. And if you enjoyed this documentary, make sure to subscribe right now. Because this channel is full of dark mysteries, disasters, and terrifying true stories just like this. And one more thing. You see the video appearing on your screen right now. Yes, that one. Click it. Trust me. If this mystery shocked you, the next video will blow your mind even more. Go watch it now. I'll see you there. Fire.